Hail to the victors, valiant hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the champions of the West. You know what it is, go blue. I got on my Fab 5 t-shirt. Let me see if y'all can see it, make sure y'all can see it. Shout out to the Dirt label. Got on my Huaraches, my Michigan shorts. Yeah, this is a session of MACKIN with Mack book review series. Like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, give me the likes, thumbs up, give me the likes. This is Mack TV, music, art, culture, knowledge. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. Follow the movement on Instagram, MackTV_82. Again, this is a MACKIN with Mack session, book review series. I'm an avid Michigan fan. Everybody knows what's up with me up here in my circle. MACKIN with Mack book review series. Today I will be reviewing the book Fab 5. Check it out, Fab 5. By none other than Mitch Albom. Mitch Albom used to be a writer for Detroit Free Press. Interestingly enough, my father bought this book for me when I was in elementary school. So what is it? I actually went to the University of Michigan's basketball camp when I was a kid, and I got not only Steve Fisher to autograph this for me, but the assistant at the time, Perry Watson. So this has a lot of value to me, means a lot. But let me get into the book. Put you guys up to speed. Most of y'all know. If y'all watching this, or you probably searched this, or for the people who don't know, the Fab 5, they were an incoming class of the fall of 1991 that came into Michigan. These five men, Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Juwan Howard, Jimmy King, Ray Jackson. Ray Jackson and Jimmy King were both from Texas. Chris Webber, Jalen Rose, Detroit. Juwan Howard, none other than Chi-City, Chi-Town, Chicago. And this book pretty much it documents all five players' ascension. I really like the way Mitch Albom wrote this, the way it's structured. The writing style is very personable, it's very transparent. And there are a lot of key moments where he was there to actually do interviews or talk to the players or just write about just the I guess the ethos or the feeling of that time, how things happened, the aftermath of it in real time. He was able to write about the aftermath because he was there. Yeah, so again, he gives each chapter, well, each player has a chapter dedicated to them where it talks about each player's rise. It talks about their experiences. He goes back and talks about Chris Webber and Jalen Rose, how they played AAU ball together, how they came up, how I think there was an incident where they were playing AAU, and there was a horseplay incident with like a cap gun or something, and Jalen Rose and Chris Webber had gotten into it. And then he talks about Juwan Howard growing up in Chicago, the different things that he had to overcome being there. And then he talks about the experiences that Ray Jackson and Jimmy King had. One thing that I really liked was how it's one thing to hear about something, but it's one thing to witness greatness, but it's a whole other thing when someone can go in depth and detail about the greatness and the little nuances of what made things what. So that's what was really dope about this book. As a shorty, these guys were like gods to me. I'll debate this with anyone. We will probably likely never see another Fab 5. I mean, it could happen. We thought the boys at Duke were gonna be like that with Zion Williamson, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, but they couldn't get to the finals. It could. I'm not gonna say. Well, I don't know if we'll ever see five freshmen have a cultural impact the way that the Fab 5 did. Nike took Nike took their marketing on a whole nother level with the Fab Five. They marketed the black socks. They marketed the Huaraches that I'm wearing right now. They marketed the Charles Barkley shoes that they wore the following year when they lost in the finals. Yeah, like, it's interesting seeing, like, this whole time, I'm just like, man, you guys are great, you're winning. And then come to find out, like, they really were being pimped. You know? The NCAA has really been, I know pimp is a harsh word. Some people would even say enslaved, but I'm not going to go there. But yeah, the University of Michigan made a lot of money off of the talents and the gifts of the Fab Five. You know, from their jerseys. They even had something called Fab Five socks that were black. Just they were essentially, the Fab Five became the face of urban black culture, specifically young male black urban culture. And they capitalized off of it. Nike capitalized off of it. You know, I feel like in a lot of ways, like especially from this book and the Fab Five documentary that was the 30 for 30 that was on ESPN, I can't help but feel like the occurrence of both of those things, the book and the film, or the documentary, I can't help but feel like that played a role in the NIL. As well as, what was it, Ed O'Banion's situation with how his image and likeness was used on a video game and he saw no money from it. But yeah, I think it accentuated the fact, it highlighted the fact, again, the book and the documentary, how a lot of these athletes are being used as chattel. You know, or indentured servitude. There's no compensation. But these schools, these coaches, I mean, it says a lot when basketball coaches, college coaches are getting paid millions, and their ability to make millions is predicated upon the achievements and exploits of 17, 18, 19-year-old boys. It says a lot. You know, I don't want to get too political with this, but essentially, this book, it accentuates, it highlights how a lot of college athletes were being exploited. So now we have the NIL. Again, I think all this played a role in the formation of the NIL. The NIL was fomented. NIL means name, image, and likeness. Basically, college athletes can get paid now. It doesn't have to be anything under the table, nothing sneaky, not the whole booster program. Even though I know there probably are boosters that are still breaking bread. I think it's good that these players, like if EA Sports makes a video game and they use a name or an image or a likeness of a player, they have to compensate that player. That player can get a contract now. That player can make money off of their own exploits, and I think that is dope. You know, one of the things that I liked about this book, again, I said I liked the writing style. It was very personable, very direct. And he gives you a behind-the-scenes look on a lot of things that were going on. You know, like again, I didn't know that, you know, I'm just a little boy at the time watching it. Again, these guys are like gods to me. And I'm thinking everything's great. And the whole time, they're in their dorm room starving. They're feeling like they were exploited. I know Juwan Howard was talking about they had put some change together to get some Taco Bell one night. You know, but I really like in this book how he humanized the Fab Five. They weren't just products. They weren't just they're more than just cultural icons. It made things again more personable. It made it more real. From the piece on Ed Martin and how Ed Martin had met Chris Webber's family and how Ed Martin you know, met Juwan Howard's family, not Juwan Howard's, but Jalen Rose's mother, and looked out and did certain things. Some people may feel like he was being exploitive, but I don't think it was that, because from what Jalen Rose said, Ed Martin looked out for everybody, even the kids that maybe weren't stars. But yeah, I know when you say Ed Martin, some Michigan fans go, that name shall not be mentioned. But yeah, Ed Martin, I think he worked at GM for a long time. He was like an electrician, did different odd jobs. But you know, he looked out for a lot of ball players financially, and you know, essentially this led to Michigan getting put on suspension. Like, they were still able to compete, but I think they had to what did they have to do? They had to clean house. Certain people had to be removed. What else? Then you had what else? They had to clean house. Certain people had to be removed. They had to take down their They had to take down their the banners, the runner-up banners in 91 and 92. No, not 91 and 92. 92 and 93. Again, they had to cut down their scholarships. So yeah, this left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, how all that went down. You know, I don't like how Chris Webber, it just, you know, I don't know all the ins and outs, but it looked like Chris Webber had pretty much tried to save his own ass at the expense of Ed Martin and some other people. But apparently there was a pipeline. It didn't stop with the Fab Five. The part of the suspension too was other certain players got involved, like Robert Traylor, Lewis Bullock, R.I.P. Robert Traylor, Maurice Taylor. I personally don't see what the problem was, but you know, there was an ethics thing. But you know, y'all were exploiting these boys forever, and just because somebody wanted to look out for them, I don't see why that was problematic. I just think it's interesting how certain institutions have selective integrity. We don't want to pay you, but we want to make money off of you. Yeah. But anyway, I guess I did make this more political than I intended. Great book. Great book. I feel like if you're a youngster hooping, you definitely need to learn about the Fab Five. Get your hands on this. Chris Webber was just recently inducted into the NBA Hall of Fame. As you know, Jalen Rose is a commentator on ESPN. Juwan Howard is actually the coach, the head coach at the University of Michigan. So everything came around full circle. Shout out to Jimmy King. Shout out to Ray Jackson. I know they're doing their thing, holding it down. I'm actually Facebook friends with Jimmy King. Yeah, like this book, I think it's compulsory reading for any sports fanatic. You know, and I would even go as far to say if you're into African American studies, this is a great read because it highlights so many social, political dynamics that come into play with being black in America. Like, there's even a section where they talk about, well, Chris Webber's father, Mace Webber, is pretty much saying, you know, we came from nothing in Mississippi and we moved to Detroit for opportunity, you know, and it just highlights the black struggle. Again, the social and political dynamics, even economic as well. But I guess that ties into political. But yeah, Mitch Albom. Shout out to Mitch Albom. I don't know where he is right now. But yeah, let me read. They say, Fab Five is a riveting story of fame, youth, dreams, and heartbreak. Expertly reported and written with grace and a dab of humor. Fab Five is more than a sports story. It's an American tale. I'm going to end it on that. Cop this. It's the homie Mack. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Each one teach one. Peace and love. I'm out. Go cop this.